going on, guys? We are back with another RNG recruit interview. This time with us, we have got a very, very talented 2026 quarterback who is getting an opportunity this season to finally show kind of what he's got. He was behind a quarterback, who had senior leadership and led his team do some great things last year. So this is the year for him to kind of, show, like I said, show what he's got, take those reins, and impress his coaching staff. I'm anxious to bring him on and have him introduce himself right now. What's up, Caleb?
What's going on? Caleb Butler, class of 2026, quarterback out of Palm Beach Central High School.
Man, thanks for taking the time to jump on here tonight. Let fans get a little more familiar with you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yes, no problem at all. No problem at all. So I always like to start off with what's your current height and weight?
I'm around like 6 foot, 6'1", 183.
Okay.
So.
Is that your comfortable playing weight?
I would like to get up to 200, and maybe I want to get more height on me so I can see over the offensive line, especially going into college, heavy D1 college. They have big old linemen, so you can see over your alignment. So probably I can get up to 6'3", probably 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, I got you. So this offseason, what was the focus in terms of technique? What was the focus for you? What did you really want to work on to take your game to the next level?
I knew I could throw the ball. I know I could throw the ball pretty far. So I got the arm strength. I probably got to get it up a little bit more. But I like to work on my footwork because I knew my footwork was pretty slow, and I wanted to get really faster because I know that helps. So if you get pressure, you got to scroll out of the pocket or step up into the pocket. So I'm really trying to work on my accuracy and my footwork to get better.
Gotcha. Now, are you working with any trainers to help with that?
Oh, I have been working with trainers. I've been working with Kevin Anderson, and then I've been working with QB Country.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm familiar with QB Country. Yeah. Any camps this offseason?
I've been to Florida UF camp. I've been to FAU camp. I don't think I've got to go into any camps. I think I had a 7-on-7 that day, but I did go to the 7-on-7 camp, the first one that they had. We made it to, I think, the semifinals or the quarterfinals. Made it pretty far, but I made it to that. I went to the Eddie Jackson camp down here in South Florida, so it's pretty nice to go to and experience. So,
what kind of 7-on-7 did you get into? You said you made the trip down to Miami for 7-on-7. Do you play for your high school and another team, or just for your school, or what do you do?
I did play for my high school, and then during the spring I played for Public Enemy. Our receiving coach was the offensive coordinator there, so it was pretty coincidence to play for that team. But yeah. I got invited to go to a tryout this upcoming spring for DEF CON, so that's nice.
Yeah, congrats, man. Congrats.
Thank you very much.
Just 7-on-7. How do you feel that helps you as a quarterback? Building rapport with wide receivers. Learning about new wide receivers, just kind of experiencing other wide receivers and what they can do.
Yeah, I definitely got to meet a lot of new people, but it kind of helps me because I also have to go to progressions and all that. But it doesn't really help in the fact of matter where I can't have an O-line or a D-line attacking me.
Yeah.
So I'm for the pressure. But it really does help getting to know your receivers and the timing that you have to have on the type of routes they run.
You being, only 2026 and sitting behind a guy who was, I believe, starting quarterback there for 3 years.
3 years,
yeah. Harston?
Ahmad Haston.
Ahmad Haston, yeah, that's right. He's playing for UMass now, yeah?
Yeah, UMass. Competing for the starting spot, actually. So that's good.
So you've got, so far, in terms of recruiting and stuff, with, like I said, with you being a young guy, and getting your chance to come up now, you got an offer from Western Kentucky, I believe, yeah?
Yes, sir.
How did that offer come about? Tell me, was there an experience you had over there with the coaching staff and they got familiar with you, or?
Actually, one of my receivers, Nedrick Bolden, actually told me, was like, oh, hey, go text there's Coach Brown, one of the defensive coaches. And so I hit him up, and then he hooked me up with Coach Drew, started texting Coach Drew, got on the phone with him, showed him my film. I like the connection that me and him had. So, and then he offered me, so hopefully I can get up there sometime this year.
Yeah, dude, definitely. Yeah. I mean, Western Kentucky, dude, that's not a bad school to be offered by at all, especially when you haven't had your shot to really, perform yet either. So, I mean, dude, the fact that they see that upside on your film, that should tell people a lot of stuff. When you got a college like that already offering you just off of that film, that speaks volumes, man.
Yeah.
It really does.
Sure. Thank you.
Has there been any other schools, kind of poking around, showing love? Anybody that your coaching staff has mentioned to you?
In the beginning of the year, I got introduced to FAMU, and I really liked FAMU because one of our safeties went there last year, and I like the connection I had with their coaches there. So I'm really talking to him right now. And then I was talking to pretty sure it was UCF. I was supposed to go to their camp, but I was just too late to go. I think I had another camp I had to go to. So. And then when I went up to Miami, I really liked the connection I made with Coach Mario, and then I met the coach KB, the receiver coach. I like his vibe, so I really like UM.
Yeah, Coach Beard. Yeah. I'm glad you got a chance to meet those guys. You said
Yeah,
you met Cristobal?
yeah. Me, and two of my receivers and one of my DB. We were in the head room just talking about the upcoming season and how it's gonna go. So,
What'd you think about Coach Cristobal?
it was very nice. It was amazing to meet him because who he is. He's a legend himself. He coached all these D1 colleges, SEC, Pac-12. He coached at Oregon. I was at Miami, and now he's sending it off for Miami, sending them into the season. So it was very cool meeting him.
Yeah, we're anxious to see what he does in his second year here, man. We definitely know he's the type of coach who can develop players and get things moving forward.
Sir.
So we spoke about, you being behind a 3-year starter who just moved on to college. This quarterback battle coming into this season, who are these other quarterbacks that you were competing against?
I'm competing against this junior and this very good freshman that's an upcoming freshman. So one's Mattis Gibson. He's the junior. He's a pretty good quarterback. He came from Wellington. He's a very good athlete. So I do have competition, but I'm just trying to stay on my lane, focus, trying to just get the job done so I can lead my team to states. That's our goal. That's my goal.
And they got the quarterback spot hashed out. Are you the starting quarterback for the starting part of the season here?
I started in our kickoff classic yesterday.
Okay.
In like the fourth quarter, I think the freshman came in.
I got you. Yeah. And I was actually going to ask you about that. How did that game go?
It was really my first game as an actual varsity starter in like an actual game, so it was pretty nice. But our offense was a little shaky in the beginning. Everybody was like still trying to figure like what's going on. I definitely could have completed a lot more passes I wanted to, but we did start off the game with a complete post in the middle to Nedrick Bolden, our slot receiver. So that was nice getting that off the checks.
Yeah.
So that was definitely good, but we didn't come out with the win, but we definitely learned a lot of stuff from that game.
Man, I mean, there's a lot to be said about, taking a loss in the stride and just taking those things and knowing that those are what you need to improve on. And just, dude, I mean, sometimes that's what it takes to take certain things to the next level, honestly.
Yeah, thank God it happened now and not early in the season. So now we know what our mistakes was. So now I see on the film, oh, I didn't do this right and I didn't do this right.
Yep.
So now I got to work on that stuff.
Yep. And that's a great mindset to have about it going forward. That's a great mindset.
Of course.
What did you learn while you were sitting behind the 3-year starter, while you were behind Ahmad, was there just the poise, the way he approached the game, the mental aspect? What really stood out to you that really helped you mature as a quarterback?
One of the mostly thing I really learned, I really sat back. I didn't get a lot of playing time, but I got a couple. I just sat back and soaked in all the stuff that he learned and all the stuff he has, and I saw how much like leadership he had. Like if he went somewhere, the team's going that way. If he's running the ball, everybody's running with him. It's just how he led the team and how the team respected him. So just me trying to get that respect now and trying to do the same thing he did.
Now, I heard your team graduated, I think, is a little over 24 seniors?
Yeah, 26 seniors.
Man.
Graduated 26 seniors. So there's a lot of roles to step up in our team. So
yeah, I think
those holes are getting filled pretty quick right now. So
I was going to ask you about that, about the competitions and stuff. Was there quite a few then heading into this off season? A lot of open jobs?
Yeah, there's a lot of open jobs. It really got filled during the summer, spring.
Yeah.
Mostly because most of our seniors like Ahmad, Luby Maurice Jr., and Keon and Justin Bostic, they all went off to college, so now kids got to step up in those positions.
Yep.
I've been there since the beginning of freshman year, so I know what's going on. So now I just got to show them that I know what's going on.
And I want to say you guys have, out of all the players you lost, you have 10 starters total coming back. Is that about right?
About 10. So not a lot, but
Yeah.
a few.
A little bit of experience there, yeah. Are any of those guys returning wide receivers that that can help you out?
Nedrick Bolden, he's the one coming back receiver from last year. He's a great athlete. I played with him since I was 5 or 6 years old. He's just a freakishly great athlete. So, and he's also a great leader. He also brings the team up. He knows it. He tells the team, "Yo, we got to lock in. Yo, we got to get this done," and they follow him. So I'm really trying to get that leadership that he has and the leadership that Ahmad
had. The guys that you needed to replace, that moved on, or graduated, is PBC overall right now? Are you guys pretty young, or were you able to fill those spots with a lot of juniors or sophomores, seniors, not too many freshmen?
Not too many freshmen, but we did fill those spots very well. I undoubtedly have the best receiving core in Palm Beach County. So we have Waden Charles, of course.
Yeah.
Nedrick Bolden. Nobody knows about this kid. Preston Parker. He's a great kid. They don't know about him yet, but they're going to find out. And then Kamari Williams, another kid I also came up with to UM. So I do definitely have the weapons. I just got to give it to him.
Any personal goals for you this season? I know it's just, starting off and stuff, but, what are your personal goals that you want to accomplish by season's end? They don't have to be statistical necessarily, but they can be, or even just understanding the playbook to a degree,
I definitely got the playbook down pretty easily. I studied it a lot, and my main really goal is bringing my team to the state championship ring, but I definitely want to show why I have to bring them there and why I'm in at this position. Yeah. So I just really want to show everybody that I was the right man for the job.
So you spoke to me a little bit about that relationship with Miami and the staff. You met Kevin Beard. You talked about Cristobal. What was it about Coach KB that really stood out to you?
Me and him, I met him, and he was just in a joyful mood. I liked the connection that we had, and the vibe. His vibe was like connecting to my vibe. I was like, oh, dang, I like this guy. This guy is a guy where he loves the game and he wants to win. And I was like, I really love this place. When I was up there, I really took the time. So,
have they talked to you at all about wanting you, come back in the future?
Oh, yes, I was supposed to go back to the cookout that next Saturday. I was supposedly, but I couldn't find any ride to go. So I definitely texted them back. I was like, all right, now let's set up a time to let me get back there and meet more of the coaching staff and see what Miami's all about.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would love to hear that you get the chance to get on campus and like really see things around and get a feel for the football facilities and all that stuff.
Sure.
This is a question that I actually ask recruits, especially ones who are from Florida and familiar with the Miami Hurricanes football program. And it's just 3 words, and it's Miami Hurricanes football. What do those words mean to you?
Miami Hurricanes football. Wow. They're always known as a winning team, and they're always known as a hard-fought team. I always grew up. I was a Seminoles fan when I grew up, and now that I got into high school, I was like, wow, I got to open up. I can't be like, oh, Seminoles. And then I was like, Seminoles are the rivals is Miami. So, and I always remember Miami always used to beat Seminoles or Seminoles always beat them. Yep. But as soon as I got there and I watched the Seminoles 7 and I met their coaches, I was like, wow, this is a real family, and they really take care of their players, and they want their players to succeed and go on and play in the pros. So it really does mean a lot to me, those 3 words.
I like that answer a lot. The family aspect has become a big deal at Miami, especially with Cristobal and the staff. They've really bred that family kind of environment, and preached it strong.
Cristobal really loves his players and loves his coaching staff, so what that really do from him.
That's one thing that I hear all the time from the current players is that there's no doubt in their mind that the guy they're playing for wants the best for them and actually loves them and like truly loves them. And like, that's why they want the best for them, is because these are young men that they brought in that they're willing to mold and turn into stars. And that takes a lot of effort and stuff from both ends. That takes a lot of effort from the player and the coach. But the player's putting a lot of trust in the coaching staff to make sure they get them right, you know? So
Yeah,
that's where that trust comes in. And it's been a big deal so far for Miami. It really has.
that's one thing I really like about that because my coach in my high school really likes that he loves his players without a doubt, no matter what. He's taking care of them for. So
That's
I like to
great.
know that I'll have a second coach just like that.
That's great, man. Do you have any current favorite players? And if you do, why are they your favorite players?
On my team or just like in
Oh, just
anywhere.
NFL, NCAA, guys you look up to. Maybe want to steal a little bit of their game to add to your game.
Definitely two people. I like Patrick Mahomes because his love for the game and how he plays it, and just how he shows off that quarterback spot. Like we are the position. Like he shows why we are the position. He makes some unbelievable plays. And then Caleb Williams, that guy is just he just completes everything. He is like a Patrick Mahomes 2.0. And as soon as he makes that pass, he doesn't jump around, scream around. He unstraps his helmet, gets to the sideline, gets right to the computer, just so at the iPad, just like Patrick Mahomes. I like that how they have the mentality like, oh, yeah, after a touchdown, that's what I have to do. That's my job. Perfect. Let me go sit back down. Defense do the work. Get back out there, do the same thing. Just repeat, repeat, repeat.
And are you playing any other sports, or are you just focusing on football now?
When I before I got into high school, I played baseball, and football, and then and then I got into high school, and I was like, dang, this thing's serious. I gotta take this serious. So I really dropped baseball. I was like, all right, full on football. I gotta lock in on the quarterback spot, and I gotta do everything I do to get this spot and make sure my team's in the right situation for us to win.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you've talked about just briefly kind of the leadership aspect at quarterback. What kind of leader are you? Are you a vocal leader? Do you lead by actions, or a little mix of both?
I like to do both because and as a starting quarterback, you need to do both. But I like being vocal because I like people hearing it. If I'm just like leading them, just driving down the field, they're gonna be like, "Oh, I can do this." The quarterback's got it. I gotta tell them, "Hey, let's go. We gotta do this. You gotta pull so the running back can follow you. You gotta fly to this protection." So I like doing a little bit of both, but I definitely have to step up a little bit more than I do right now to show them that we gotta. Hey, this is real life. The season's right here. We gotta go.
Yep. Yep. So, what's next for you in regard, for football here? Then you guys got your week 0 game out the way. Week 1 starts then this next week, or do you have a week off in between?
Oh no, it's this next Friday we play
Okay.
Creekside up in Jacksonville. So every this whole season, we're just the most important game is the next game. So all we got to do is
Absolutely.
focus on that next game.
Yep.
So we have practice tomorrow. We're gonna work out a little bit, film, and then we're probably gonna definitely gonna get out on that field, get some routes and go against their coverage at that team runs, and probably just work on the stuff that we need to do to beat them.
There's a name you brought up earlier. It was Wade and Charles, a name I'm familiar with, and I actually wanted to ask about him. Kind of curious as to what a quarterback, the guy who's throwing him the ball, has to say about Wade and Charles. What's his upside, and how dangerous of a player is he really?
Wow, Wayden, a really good friend of mine. I got to know connection wise from football. I met him. He came to our school. I knew about him. I was like, oh, I know this kid. That's a 4-star from Somerset. And then he came to our school. I was like, hey, there's no excuses now because I got the best receiver in the county now. So it's really nice having him. He's a great person off and on the. But now I'm like, hey, I got 4 receivers I could trust, and I got one of the best ones right here. So if I have him on a go route or have him on a post or if I have a 1-on-one, I I trust him. I got him catching the ball over any DB. That's good to have as a quarterback in their mind.
That's great. You guys have already got that kind of trust, and especially you've got that trust in him. If you throw that ball up there, he's going to go up and compete for it, and a good
Yeah,
chance he's going to bring it down too.
yeah,
At this point in the interview, what I like to do is I like to give recruits a chance to kind of show some love or give a shout out to, trainers, coaches, parents, just anybody who's helped you along your journey here so far in football. Go ahead and show them some love.
I really want to thank my parents, my mom and my dad. I couldn't get anywhere. I couldn't get to the field. I couldn't get to workouts. I couldn't get to pregnant. I couldn't get to school, any of this without them, and they definitely pushed me the most, and I really care for them. And I love them. My brother, I love my brother. I live with my grandmother too. I love her the most. My coaches wise, thank you to Coach Thompson. He's the one who he's like, oh hey, come on, let's come play 7-on-7. You're here already, so thank you to him because he's a really big part of my career. Coach Jeff, he's a receiver coach. I really want to thank him. He does the greatest. He loves you as a coach and as a kid and everything. And then I think to Coach Haston, he's our coach last year, the offensive coordinator. He actually left this year because that his son was a mod, so he left this year to retire and everything from football. Really thank him. He still helps me to this day. He was at my game. He helped me with all this stuff, telling me I was throwing off my back foot. He's a really big part. Coach Goffrey, he's our OC right now.
Yeah.
Smartest guy I probably ever met. Probably he's got 8 degrees. He's the smartest guy like anybody probably ever met. Very smart guy. He makes great decisions. And last one person I think is God. God, if God wasn't here, I wouldn't be here. So I really want to thank him and everything that ways that he puts me through and what's coming for me in my future.
Absolutely. Go ahead and plug your social media accounts. Where can people find you at?
Instagram, they can find me at Caleb Butler __. Twitter, they can find me C Butler 3311. And then let me see what else. Nothing really else. Just on Google, just look me up, Caleb Butler.
Cool, man. Cool. Well, I got one last question for you, and I'll let you get going on with your night here, man. This question I ask everybody that ever comes on this show, bro. I mean, everybody. Don't matter if it's recruits, players, coaches. It don't matter. They get the same question. Everybody. Why do you love the game of football? Why do you want to go out there and compete at such a high level and show off your talents to everybody? What makes you love this sport so much?
I will always remember this. I always remember someone said, they're like, can you really do it? And it's always a reason for you to wake up the next morning. Dang, hey, I got football. I need to go do this. I have a whole 4,000 kids at my school depending on me. And then there's nothing else better feeling under that light Friday night or Saturday night or Sunday, feeling that like just chills of everybody just cheering your name or the opposing stands chain overrated and all that. It's just a great feeling to have, and everybody saying, "Oh, hey, I want that kid to be my starting quarterback."
I like that answer a lot, man. I like it a lot. Well, Caleb, man, I truly appreciate you taking this time tonight. I know it got a little late on your end there. I'm glad we were able to make it happen, though. Dude, really looking forward to seeing kind of what you do this season. I know that, like you said, it's your first season. Ups and downs. It's all good, but I've watched your film, man. I see that upside. I know you got that talent. I know you've got the mental side of it as well after speaking with you now. So, I just best of luck on everything, bro. Honestly, best of luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me too.
No problem at all. We'll be staying in touch. You're 2026. You're going to be around for a while, so we'll definitely want to bring you back on and later on and update fans about your development, recruitment, and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
You have yourself a good night, Caleb. We'll talk soon. Okay.
All right. Perfect. See you
later. All right, guys. That was the 2026. Sounds like the starting quarterback, 2026 quarterback for Palm Beach Central. This is a team who just added Wade Charles. This is an offense that might be flying high, especially when this young, very talented quarterback, if you haven't seen his film, go check it out. He has got upside. It's legitimate. It's there. It's raw. He's definitely raw, but you can see the upside. It's very evident. Thank you guys for joining us for another RNG Recruit interview, and we'll be talking to you guys again soon. Have a good one.